We are Group 2, and this is Slim, Certification, and Benefit Scheme. 45% of UK population tried to lose weight in 2013. Firstly, we aim to make the lives of the populations who are motivated to lose weight to prevent obesity easier by making it easier to distinguish between healthy and non-healthy food. Secondly, to facilitate and motivate the overweight or obese population in making healthier food choices. Overweight and obese patients combined make up 62% of the total UK population, which is approximately 39 million people. Let's first look at what has been done in the past in the field of food certification and labelling to encourage the consumption of healthy diets. The 5-a-Day campaign is an educational campaign launched by the NHS in 2002 as a part of the programme Change for Life. The campaign was designed to promote the daily consumption of at least 5 portions of fruits and vegetables as recommended by the NHS. Thanks to the simplicity, the campaign has gained popularity and raised awareness, and since its launch, the consumption of fruit and vegetables have registered a 50% increase. However, the overall population is still consuming less than the recommended quantity of fruit and vegetables. According to the latest data available, the peak in consumption was registered between 2006 and 2007, with an average 3.8 portion of fruit and vegetables consumed per day. Another attempt is the traffic light labelling system, a label placed at the front of the packaging that provides a quick guide to the key nutritional content. The nutrients are assigned a colour according to the reference intake percentage contained in the product. What works well about this system is that it gives the consumer the key information they need to make a healthier choice in a very accessible way. However, it risks being misleading. For example, an item may be low in sugar, which may look more healthy, but the fat content may be quite high relative to other products. Our first intervention is called the Slim Certification. Now, we target 2 customer segments with this certification. The first set of customer segments are individuals who are motivated to conduct a healthy diet but lack the necessary knowledge to understand the nutritional tables at the back of the package and find it difficult to understand which product is healthier. The other customer segment is the overweight and obese individuals who have shown a low motivation to maintain a healthy diet and consume healthy food. Both groups lack the ability to easily distinguish what is healthy and what is not. We used the BJ Fogg's behavior model to graphically present where our 2 customer segments lie. The aim of the certification is to encourage the consumer to increase the consumption of healthy food. The certification makes it straightforward to identify quickly at a glance the healthy product on the shelves of the supermarkets, facilitating the purchase decision. It intervenes on the ability level of the target group, making their choices easier. The label design for the certification has to be simple and easy to recognize, and to be consistent with the colors used for the NHS logo to increase its awareness, recognition, and credibility. It is to be visibly placed on the front of the package, reducing time needed to identify the healthy option. The NHS identifies that the main nutrients that cause weight gain are fats and sugars. They also recommend for people to lose weight to increase their intake of fibre. Obese patients should also avoid high levels of salt, which can lead to higher blood pressure. Our Slim certification aims to check for the correct balance of these 4 key nutritional contents with respect to the other nutrients. As you can see, all of these 4 key nutrients are already existing on the nutritional table. The certification will be implemented as a mandatory food regulation. All food producers who sell in the UK will be required to enter the nutritional info of each of their products into the NHS portal. The portal identifies whether the product meets the criteria or not. The portal will only keep the data of certified products and store the data for the NHS. All products which meet the criteria must have the S logo on the front of the packaging. We will allow a 2-year preparation time for the food producers to redesign their packaging to include the S mark if appropriate. After the certification is prevalent in the market, we will roll out our second intervention. We found that 41% of consumers consider price the most important factor in their food consumption choice in the UK. So the idea of the Slim benefit is to offer consumers to get a percentage discount on the purchase of these certified products. Consumers who qualify for this benefit are all overweight and obese patients who are officially diagnosed by their GPs. The aim here is to use financial incentives to change the behavior of the overweight and obese patients to start to buy more healthy food alternatives. In other words, increase their motivation to buy healthy food alternatives. The business structure works such that the qualified patients have the barcodes on their NHS card activated by their GPs. The activated barcodes are uploaded onto a shared cloud between the NHS and all retailers in the UK. To be practical, we aim to start off this program with large supermarkets who already have large data infrastructure in place. The retailers then register their barcodes as discount customer groups. So when the individual who are qualified for this benefit scheme goes shopping to the supermarkets, they simply have their barcodes scanned at the tills when doing their shopping and receives the percentage discount for the qualified products. The retailers get the difference refunded at the end of the tax year from the government. To list the key organisations which are crucial to make our two interventions work are firstly the NHS. We plan to become a subsidiary of the NHS and to utilise their nutritional expertise, benefit from their certification, credibility and experience with obesity treatment, and also to use their NHS card. Her Majesty of Treasury will need to approve on the cost to finance our two proposal interventions, and possibly the funding may come from the existing NHS budget for obesity treatment. We would require the food retailers in the UK, especially the supermarkets, to cooperate both in shared cloud database synchronization and also the discount system to the qualified products. And finally, we need the food producers who sell their products in the UK to all cooperate in the certification program. Now let's put ourselves in the shoes of a typical obese patient who probably does not have a great knowledge of nutrition and how to read the nutritional table. For me, the nutritional facts can be quite complicated and confusing. But now, with a simple Credible S certification provided by the NHS, I now find it very easy to see that this food product will help me lose weight and become more healthy. Also, before the Slim Benefit Scheme, I always thought that healthy food was just too expensive for me. But now, not only do I become more healthy by buying these certification products, I also save money, which is fantastic. Now let's outline some potential questions or future research which is required. The first question we ask ourselves is how large should the discount be? The main goal of the discount is to make obese and overweight people replace their unhealthy choices by healthy ones. However, in different product categories, the price difference between unhealthy food and healthy alternative has very different proportions. According to the Harvard meta-study, healthy meat is nearly double as expensive as unhealthy meat, while healthy oils are essentially equal price as unhealthy oils. We therefore require the benefit to equal the price difference between the healthy and unhealthy product, and just a little bit more, just enough so that the healthy option is incrementally cheaper than the unhealthy option. Now to the second point, how do retailers know who is eligible for the discount? As briefly mentioned earlier, there is a solution to this issue that builds on existing infrastructure, namely in using the barcodes of the NHS cards that everybody already has. This would require a data management system to be set up, maintained, and distributed to retailers, the dimension of which to quantify would go beyond the scope of this analysis. However, from the team's general experience of such technology, we are confident that with the cooperation of the supermarkets, such infrastructure can be built. The third point, what should happen to the producers who do not cooperate? While the first thought in this matter would probably be to find those who do not cooperate. However, this might be tricky in regulatory terms and hard to execute, even requiring extra infrastructure to be set up. The nature of the Slim certification makes it that not having this seal on one's product might lead to significant competitive disadvantage, which is an effect that should not be underestimated. And the fourth point is, how do we control the people trying to become obese in order to get the benefits? Well, recipients of this benefit must have completed obesity treatment for at least 6 months prior to receiving their benefit. This reduces the scope of patients who will receive the benefit to those who are more likely to be serious about their weight loss. Recipients must also show progress in their weight loss to sustain their qualification. Out of the 18 areas of intervention identified in the McKinsey Global Institute report, our two interventions link the areas of healthy meals, labelling, price and promotions, and also subsidies and taxes. Now let's estimate the cost of Slim Benefit Scheme for the NHS. The average price difference of healthy to non-healthy food is about 300%. Therefore, if the discount for the certified healthy food item were to bring the price down to equal or less than the unhealthy food, it is effectively saving an average consumer who buys unhealthy food 200% of their cost of unhealthy food, if they now buy healthy food. The average household expenditure on food per week is £58.80, stated by the Office of National Statistics. As only 9% of customers consider healthy options as the most important factor when deciding which food products to buy, stated by the UK government report on the food industry, we can assume that the average person buys unhealthy products. So the cost to finance the discount per week per overweight or obese person is therefore £117.06. Now, if you multiply this with the total population of obese and overweight people in the UK, this amounts to approximately costing £4.6 billion per week to the NHS. Now let's try to estimate the savings to the NHS. The NHS identified that the Slimming World diet, which has the same idea of substituting healthier food to unhealthier food, helps to lose about 1 IB to 2 IB a week. As this diet only swaps high to low fat food, but our certification aims to also swap high to low sugar and also increase the fibre content of the product, it may be reasonable to expect a patient who consumes our certified products to lose about 2.2 IB per week, which is 1 kilogram. If the patients do lose this amount of weight continuously, then after some time period, all overweight and all obese people should theoretically become normal weight. This is not that surprising when the obesity rate in countries with default weight loss diets such as Japan is only 3.6%. There are currently 39 million overweight and obese people in the UK, and each of them costs the NHS an extra £247 per year, approximately £4.75 per week. Therefore, if we are able to cure all overweight and obese people in the UK, we will be saving the NHS approximately £185 million per week. There are further benefits to the UK economy market in terms of increased active labour force or the rise in productivity levels. The World Health Organization identifies that over 600 million people are obese worldwide, and the McKinsey Global Institute report states that the obesity costs the global GDP $2 trillion per year. That is approximately £2,166 per obese patient per year, which is approximately £42 per week. Therefore, the potential saving to the UK economy is approximately £1.64 billion per week. We have now identified that the cost is greater than the combined benefit to the NHS and the society. But now we need to investigate how long it will take for the benefit to surpass the costs. For this, we need to identify how much weight an average obese or overweight patient needs to lose in order to become healthy weight. We first find that the average human height in the world is 1.67 meters, and for an average person to be obese, i.e. have a BMI of 30 plus, they must weigh at least 84 kilograms. Therefore, on average, you need an obese or overweight patient to lose 15 kilograms, which requires 15 weeks of the Sling program, which we identified that it would cost £4.6 billion per week for the NHS. So the total cost would be this number times 15, which is £69 billion for the NHS for the entire program. The total benefit to NHS to cure these obese and overweight people is £185 million per week for X number of weeks. And the saving to the UK economy is £1.64 billion per week for X number of weeks. The combined saving for the NHS and UK economy is £1.64 billion plus £0.185 billion, which is £1.83 billion per week for X number of weeks. Therefore, the benefit only outweighs the cost after 3 years of the program. To summarize, we identified 2 interventions. The first was a more preventative approach, and the latter was a more curing approach to obesity. We then identified the potential cost and benefit to the NHS, and also the expected benefit to the UK economy. Our analysis shows that the interventions are cost-effective in the long term, and it is something that the NHS should seriously consider adopting. Thank you.